So according to Nielsen Norman Group, the number of UX designers has increased from 1,000 to 1 million between the 1980s to 2017. That's quite a jump. They predict that the profession will grow a further from 1 million to 100 million UX professionals by 2050. However, there is a 71% less job openings for UX designers from last year alone to this year. If you didn't think the job market was competitive now, it definitely will be in the future. Okay, so this brings us to our question and our overall theme, right? Why can't I get a UX job?
Oh, hey, I'm not doing anything. I'm definitely not using the Copy to Figma plugin from Mobbin, and it's not helping me analyze my competitors either. Oh, and also it's not helping me speed up my design process. Please trust me when I say I love manually screenshotting apps. I love sending 30 images with AirDrop. I love waiting for Figma to endlessly load. So guys, please don't use Mobbin to paste your entire user flow to your favorite apps in Figma. And 78,000 users are not using this plugin at the moment. Don't look for the link in the description either. And Mobbin did not sponsor this video.
If you've applied to 100 roles, but you have no interviews, why is that?
There are a few, I think about 200,000+ people who got laid off in the last couple of years. So that just adds up to the competition for jobs out there. And there's a limited capacity as well. With companies, they're also cutting on their hiring budgets. So it's very competitive. So one role, previously 2-3 years ago, you would see the average applicant for a role would be about 100. Some 200. If you go for the FANG companies or the mega companies, they are in the thousands or at least in the high hundreds. Right now, way more competitive. So what it means is that the way that we are thinking about our job search skills and applying online have to change drastically, right? So there are still some proven tips. So one, when people are applying online, one of the most common things that I see, if you're using LinkedIn, job portals and all, etc., the job has already live for a few weeks or a couple of months, and you're applying very late. So what it means is that once your online application goes to the recruiter, in the midst, like a needle in a haystack of all the applications that you receive. So the chances of it getting viewed is low. Right? And you want to kind of beat through the noise. So one way to kind of beat through noise, if you're going still with the job search applying online, is to apply as fast as possible, right? So on LinkedIn, if you go and search on jobs, one of the filters that I highly recommend for you to use it is to go and see the date posted of the job and try to go for within the last 24 hours or maximum within the last week. Right? Anything later than that, your chances are slim. Still can apply, but do expect to get a bit of ghosting. Especially if you see the counter that if people who have applied for it is more than 100, chances are a bit lower. So you need to kind of think of other ways to reach out to the hiring manager. One thing to note as well, the number that you see there is only about the number of people who click. Next way you can do is typically you will see the hiring manager or the recruiter listed and who posted the job there. What you want to do is after you have applied online, reach out to them on a LinkedIn, send a connection request or send an email, or if you can find their email or the email is available, send them an email and let them know, hey, I'm so-and-so. I just applied for this role, really excited about the role. I feel it's a good fit for me, my skills. I'm looking forward to our first chat. And then you send it across. So at least you're sending a notification to either the hiring manager or the recruiter, giving a heads up in addition to the notification and the resume or the application being sent through to the ATS. So some common myths as well, whether ATS or the applicant tracking system will be cutting away your resume, will be filtering away your resume. Not really. The recruiters I work with in my day-to-day job, as far as my own recruiter and from my own recruiting team, the ATS that we use is Lever. Some of these ATS don't really have those style of AI features to auto phase out things. So what some you hear from some career coach and all that may not be so true. You speak to the recruiters, you'll hear a different story. What actually does happen is there are some that does that to phase out the keywords and kind of match the role. There are a few of providers out there, but what really they do is using knockout questions. So in some of the job applications, there will be knockout questions or questions that they will ask about whether you have this experience, you have this, so and so. They will use that as a filter to kind of filter out candidates, especially if there is hundreds, thousands of people applying and it's physically impossible to go through every single one. Thus, they have to use this way of filtering to get to those people who are more qualified. So for me personally, when I'm reviewing job applicants, I'll go through every single profile. I only spend a max a minute. Some of them is under 10 seconds to just look through their resume and their profile as well as their portfolio. If I see it's not a good fit, I have to move on. These are reasons why people are not getting through, quite a number. But if you are in the mindset of how you want to apply jobs back 2-3 years ago before COVID and everything, and just click apply and you got a review, it's very slim. Your design skill is only one piece of the puzzle. It needs to be good. It needs to be great. No doubt. That is basic. That is expected. That's a given. You need to think focus on building up your career skills and how you want to connect people, reach out to the hiring manager, get their attention so that you can get a higher chance of getting the first interview. Chris, how about you?
So for me, the symptoms of what you might be doing wrong is you have a single CV/resume for every single job you apply to. You do it as quick as possible and you actually just want to stack up your numbers. And I don't think that's going to work. You have no cover letter, or you send something super generic that just sounds like you've copy and pasted and collected some resources from Google, and it doesn't really sound like you. And then the other symptom is your portfolio is a bit bleh. Like it's just the cookie cutter kind of 5 steps of design thinking, etc., etc. So those are the symptoms of maybe why you're not standing out from your side and how you can improve it. So let's talk about that, right? Like what you might want to try. Of course, everybody's job search journey is different. I can't tell you what will definitely work, but I could tell you potentially the areas in which you can explore and that I've tried myself. So the first one is,
want to listen to the full conversation? Click the video on screen now. Subscribe to the channel if you want to join us live. Oh, wait. Okay, fine, you don't have to join us for the live stream, but if you like stuff like this, then click that subscribe button. I'll see you on the inside. Bye!